Welcome all the students. Myself Dr. Chandrani Bagri. So today's lecture will be on the International Finance Corporation. This is the symbol of International Finance Corporation. So we'll highlight certain points relating to International Finance Corporation. This IFC is one of the institution of the World Bank. There are various institutions of World Bank. So this is one of the institution of World Bank. It was established in 1956. A country, first of all, I would like to focus that a country must first be a member of IBRD to join IFC. So still and then the country is a member of IBRD, it cannot join the IFC. It has 184 member countries. The headquarters are in Washington, DC. It's a corporation where shareholders are member governments that provide paid capital and consist of 25 executive directors. Now, what services do International Finance Corporation offer? IFC provides a wide range of investment and advisory services. So, wide range of investment and advisory services are provided by IFC to help businesses and entrepreneurs in the developing world meet the challenges they face in the marketplace. Nextly, IFC offers innovative financial products to private sector projects in developing countries. So main focus is on the developing country. Now we'll see the objectives of IFC. The primary objective of IFC are as follows. First of all, it makes investments in productive private enterprises in association with private investors. It concentrates on areas where sufficient private capital is not forthcoming on reasonable terms and conditions. Nextly, it is said it acts as a clearing house for bringing together investment opportunities, private capital and the experienced management. Next, it is that it stimulates the international flow of capital. So international flow of capital is also one of the objective of IFC. Next, it is said it assists the developing countries. What it is said, it assists the development of capital markets in less developed countries. So main focus is on the developing countries. It encourages private sector activity in developing countries through three types of activities. So which are those activities? Private sector project financing, helping companies in the developing world to mobilize financing in the international financial market, and also provides guidance and technical assistance to whom? To business and governments of the developing countries. Next, we'll see investment policies of the IFC. So IFC does not invest in the project of advanced countries. It invests only in the project of the developing countries. It assists in the field of manufacturing, mining and processing. Next, it is said that the local entrepreneurs should contribute at least 50% of the total cost of the project concerned. So this is also one of the investment policies which are followed by the IFC. So the credit period which is given normally is from 5 to 15 years. The rate of interest which is given by the IFC, it is negotiated depending upon the degree of risk of the projects which are involved, as well as the other terms and conditions of the investment. The IFC evaluates projects on the basis of profitability. Next, investment policies of the IFCs are, the IFC has the option of converting loans into capital stock of project and appoint its members on the board of directors of the borrowing country. Nextly, it has a right to dispose of capital stock at any time to any party. Next, IFC would give credit only to those enterprises which have experienced and competent management. Next, project financing is done without requiring any guarantee from the borrowing country. Next, IFC is to supplement and not to compete with the private capital. Now the membership and the capital resources of IFC. So what are the membership and the capital resources of the IFC? The membership of the IFC is open to all member countries of the world. So all who are the member countries of the World Bank, they can be a member of IFC. The management of the IFC is similar to that of the World Bank. Nextly, the member countries in the IFCs are represented by governors and executive directors of the World Bank. So governors and the executive directors of the World Bank, they represent this IFC. The president of the World Bank acts as a chairman of the board of director of a IFC. Nextly, the board of director of the IFC, it appoints its president on the recommendation of whom? On the recommendation of the chairman. So president is appointed on the recommendation of the chairman. Nextly, though IFC maintains a separate identity of its own, its activities are fully controlled. Who controls the activities of the IFC? The World Bank authorities control the activities of the IFC. Next, the IFC give financial assistance to private entrepreneurs in the developing countries. As I said, the focus is on the developing countries. It helps them in reducing the capital burden and also foreign exchange shortages. Nextly, these are the certain numbers you can see relating to the developing countries. So by the end of June 1971, IFC's investment in 172 projects. They have invested in 172 projects in 47 developing countries. By June 1975, it has risen to 1262 million US dollars. So these are the investments which are done by the IFC into developing countries. Next, as on 30th June 1993, the IFC provided an assistance of $2.1 billion to 185 private sector projects in 54 developing countries. So these are the activities which are done by the IFC. It marked an increase of 20% over the previous year. So this was increase in the 20%. Nextly, according to the IFC, Asia holds good prospects in natural resource based industries. Good prospects in the natural based resource industries. IFC's engineering wing provides technical advice to whom? To government institutes and small entrepreneurs in preparing the feasibility reports. Now, is India a member of World Bank? India is a member of 4 of 5 constitutes of the World Bank. International Bank for the Reconstruction and Development IBRD, International Development Association that is IDA, International Finance Corporation that is IFC, and Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency that is MIGA. IFC is and India's partner since 1958. Since 1958, India is a partner of IFC. So IFC has committed over $15 billion in India since its first investment, which was done in 1958. So IFC's first investment has been done in India in 1958. Investment has spread over 215 clients in India. This is the India's position relating to IFC. India is IFC's single largest country's exposure globally. IFC's largest advisory client and regional hub for South Asia. So India's exposure is evenly spread across very important sectors like infrastructure, financial inclusion and logistics. India, as I said, it is a partner of the IFC since 1958. So this is the position of the IFC or the various projects of the India which is undertaken through the IFC. Thank you. So we have seen the IFC position in India as well as certain points relating to the IFC. Thank you.